Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to dive into Bitcoin. We've got a CoinsKid crew. So we caught a nice little long off this low just there. Okay, this potential flag target around about the 702 fib, wasn't it? 19583. Okay, I think we actually wicked down below that by a couple of $100, but you know, very small risk trade setup. Could be looking for a 40% long up on Bitcoin over the next few months if that particular retracement holds that came down to 702 fib there for Bitcoin. But what I want to show you in the charts is something that's, you know, there's a couple of things there in the charts I'm going to show you. You know, Bitcoin's making history at this point, okay, by doing this thing. I'm going to show you there's a couple of statements from Bitcoin that are quite negative, okay, so we definitely do need to pay attention to this. Like I said to you numerous times, you know, we have to adhere to the data, but equally there's another massive bullish signal that's printed for Bitcoin to go with the Magnificent 7 indicators that we've not actually lost yet. So let me show you, okay. Looking at Bitcoin on the daily, okay, now we're carving out a bottom. We're trying to carve out our bottom down here, and we've got some signals that are stacking up. We've got 8 indicators right now telling us that the bottom's in, probably more, you know, the more deeper I go in. But, you know, at the minute we've got 8 strong signals that have told us that the bottom's in, and you know, this is one that's added to them, the Magnificent 7, which I've already kept you updated on. But right now this is another signal. It's called the hash ribbon buy signal right here. You know, you can get this into your charts, indicators, hash ribbons. Type it. It's a free indicator. We've been using this last year. You know, I've been using this for quite a long time. Just here we've got the, when we had the dump last year and we came up and we've got the hash ribbon buy signal. Look at the pump off it, beautiful. Just there we've got a lovely little pump off it just there as well in December 2020, yeah, around about there, towards the end of November. I do apologize. Printed it, boom, see you later, continuation. Just there we've got one just there after that C word dump came up, came back to retrace to the EMAs, and then boom, got the signal. Just there we've got the huge rally there into 2019, got the huge correction. At the bottom of that correction just there we've got the signal, boom, came up, and then we had that unforeseeable black swan, the dump right there, okay. And then again after we come up there into the EMA, see you later. And then obviously at the bottom that huge bear market, we came down, capitulation, came back up into the EMAs, we traced to a higher low just there, the 786 retracement I've shown you, printed the buy signal on the hash ribbons, and then look at that breakout, okay. So again, it is a really strong signal, but is there any, you know, it's absolute 100% certainty that Bitcoin is going to break out here and the correction's over? Absolutely not. You know, it's all about structure and support and resistance right now. So one thing that I would say to you, and I did say this to you in yesterday's video, if we can see the DXY break out of its parabola, you know, and the fact that it's keep going up, if it can sort of reverse on itself and start to come back down, you know, and we start to see Bitcoin carve out a bottom and break key resistance, primarily this trend line, okay, we're looking for this trend line break. If it starts to do that, then I would be more biased to say, okay, well, rock solid 100%, the bottom is definitely in, we're not going to lose them lows, and that's it. We're starting to come up, and we're looking at another impulsive move to the upside, and a correction, you know, a large ABC irregular correction is actually in right now, and we're not going to go through that big monster traditional 85% drawdown, you know, the 10k, the 9k targets that everyone's anticipating for Bitcoin right there. So, you know, so far so good. We are adhering to data, and the data is telling us that the low's in, okay. But one thing, you know, there is always a possibility that it's not, okay, and I'll remind you of that. So what are the negative indicators that I'm seeing for Bitcoin, okay? So we've got 8 indicators, real strong indicators right now that are stacking up for Bitcoin, telling us the lows in. And like I said to you, you know, at the minute we've retraced all the way to 702 fib from this high. At the moment we've come all the way down to 702 fib. Look at that, beautiful, okay. And if it gets nasty again, you could come all the way down to the 786 without losing that low, retouch it without losing it, and that would be another good area to put some bids in, okay. Because so far off is 702 fib, there's been a lovely little long up, and like I said to you, you know, it's a good little spot to go long, some kind of little short squeeze potentially. But if we roll again and we lose this low, that's really negative, and we're going to start to invalidate some key indications here that are telling us that the bottom's in, okay. So like I said to you, it's all about support and resistance. Right now, that's a primary level of resistance. Break that, that's starting to look quite bullish. And most importantly, this trend line, that white trend line, that sloping trend line, that level of resistance, because that is indeed where we could actually get resistance and roll again. Yeah, potentially down the line. So if we break that and fall back to its support, if you start to see that in your charts, that level of resistance, and I've gone through this with you on Link, on Cardano, on VeChain, on, you know, so many projects, XLP as well, it's got that level of resistance. If you start to see that breaking, you're sort of confirming a big impulsive move, okay, to the upside. So, you know, this is what we're looking for. We're trying to carve out this sort of structural bottom, like I said to you, a potential long period of time, and then we break these key levels of resistance. It's a major statement for the crypto markets going forward, okay. But what are the negatives? And I'll always show you what I see. So on a weekly time frame, you know, for those that are familiar with the channel, we do pay attention to the Gaussian channel right here. Let me drop these drawings out. So on the Gaussian channel, just there, you know, I wish I could tell you conclusively 100% your bottom's in, but you know, we're getting signals telling us there is, and you know, they're stacking up, but there's absolutely no guarantees to it. Okay, it's all about structure and resistance and support. And like I said to you, if you can carve out the structure down here and start to break out and create that structure, it's something you could just wait for. Do you understand? Instead of being patient, you know, and trying to catch a bottom or, you know, potential falling knife. So what we're doing here for Bitcoin is quite negative in the sense that, and I did update you on this on Twitter, we've got a 55 EMA here on the weekly time frame that's actually pierced the lower channel of the Gaussian channel right there. So that's quite a negative statement from Bitcoin. That's one of two negative things that I'm seeing for Bitcoin at the moment that's sort of negating the potential that this is, you know, a bottom basically. And I'll always show you what I see. So a lot of people say, oh, you're just saying it's either going to go up or go down. I'm not. I'm just relaying the data to you. Okay, that's all I ever do, you know, and you can do with that information what you want. So, you know, we've got 8 signals at the bottom stacking up. Beautiful. We've got even more stacking up than that if I go deeper down the rabbit hole. But right now, I'm showing you any negatives are fine. Okay, so right here, every time the yellow line has pierced the lower channel of the Gaussian, it's always been the bottom. Okay, it's one of Magnificent 7 indicators that's gives us the bottom signal. Okay, but right now the 55 EMA is piercing the lower channel of the Gaussian as well, and it's never ever done that ever. Okay, it's always repelled it in every single bottom. It's always repelled it. It's never lost it. Okay, so that's quite negative. But equally, what we've got here as well, I'll show you on the monthly time frame, is the Gaussian. We are dipping our toe in it. Now we have dipped our toe in it before down here in the 2015 bottom. Okay, that big double bottom down there before breaking out. You know, we are dipping a toe in it. But the difference this time round, and I've always said this to you, is you're having multiple closes here at the moment. Anyway, we've got 1 day, 15 hours left. We're having multiple closes below the 55. So at the moment, this is really, really strong resistance that we do need to see Bitcoin get its ass back above and start to take out and hold as support. Because if it doesn't, you could see how this could force you down and force you inside of this Gaussian, consistently closing inside of it. Your target is the median line of the Gaussian. Do you see that? That's the median line. Now, where's the median line? The median line of the Gaussian currently sits at 14k, which is this wave 1 high. So, you know, is this a looking glass? The fact that we're doing all these things under key resistance that we've never done before, is it a major warning sign that Bitcoin, all the bottom indicators that we're looking at, are actually going to be invalidated? Okay, and we are looking at another dump, another leg down in this market to these highs that we're putting in 2019. And like I said to you, it's really important that those highs hold, because if they don't, it means you're no longer retracing to this high, you retrace into this low. Do you understand? And it could come as deep as it likes to this low, because the bullish count here, and I've gone through this with you before many times, is this is a wave 1 high, this is a wave 2 correction, this is a wave 3 high, this is a wave 4 correction. It's looking for completion. At that point, you've got a wave 5 impulsive wave, which at the end of that, I think you've got a multi-year bear market. And I've always said this, okay, this is what I'm looking at as projection. But if this count is lost by losing this high, okay, and this retracement, you can see pretty much where the medium line is right now is this high. If it is lost and you start to come down any deeper, then you retrace into this low and you could come really, really deep. And this could be the start of a multi-year bear market at this point, coming all the way back down to this low. And I've gone through this scenario with you many times before, that this is your bull market top and you're now retracing to this low, okay, that you're putting in March, and you could come all the way down to 786 of a long period of time, which is around about $7,227, even as deep as this low, okay, before obviously if you lose it, you've got another impulsive move to the downside, and these would be your projected multi-year mega crash targets for Bitcoin if you lost this low on this retracement. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Okay, that's how bearish it could actually get. And the pre-warning to that is if Bitcoin starts to invalidate all these signals that you've always held in previous corrections. Do you understand? So, you know, it's so important that we do hold these lows, and if we do lose them, we have to hold the wave 1 high here for any kind of bullish, short-term bullish, you know, impulsive wave to the upside. So that's Bitcoin. I hope you understand that update, okay? It's sitting on a knife edge, and people say it's not easy. It isn't easy, you know, because there's so many sort of possibilities, isn't there? But this is what I'm looking at. I've been looking at for a very long time. We're doing everything we need to for this particular scenario to play out. But one thing we definitely want to see here is hold these lows, create this reversal pattern down here, because if we are, then we're looking at a beautiful fifth impulsive wave here. In my opinion, I think that what we've got is a 1, a 2, in a regular wave 4 correction that's potentially complete just there, and we're looking at a final 5th wave leading towards the end of 2023 here, you know, because I think that what we've got is a year impulsive, year corrective, year impulsive, year corrective, and a year impulsive wave up there for Bitcoin. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care everyone. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Bye bye.